Another home game, another home defeat. Welcome to the next COYS Corner. Before we start, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to receive notifications. Well, I'm just lost for words at this point. 2 awful goals conceded early on, mistakes throughout the team, confidence is gone and the players don't know what the plan is. This isn't sustainable. We could seriously get dragged into a relegation battle if we don't turn things around quickly. But I had a feeling Frank would do it, and lo and behold, he did. He went with 2 strikers and a narrow midfield formation because it worked against PSG. But the PSG game was a very specific set of circumstances which helped us, as I mentioned at the time. And in this game, it was disastrous, the shape, and it didn't work whatsoever. The left-hand side, in particular, was completely isolated. Udogie had no help and we had no width out there. And we were just completely unbalanced. The 2 strikers as a pair didn't work at all. We needed someone dropping off more into the pocket to help progress play. And though Moani played quite well again, Richarlison was pretty much invisible. Bergvall, again, out of position. It's exasperating saying it over and over. He's being played out of position, but it happened again. And even Kudus was narrower than normal until he got pushed wider in the second half. But it was a catastrophic start and there were several issues at play. You can see here we're trying to press, but our press is uncoordinated. We're slow to get to the ball. We're not well synchronised. Ball gets played down the line and Udogie is a split second late to get to his man. And that enables Wilson to play the ball inside. Palhinha has jumped, left a massive hole behind him and a lot of space that Fulham can exploit. But we're in a decent position. Danso collects the ball. He's got it. All he needs to do is cushion the ball down to Gray or bring the ball down himself and keep possession and let us build and get on the front foot. But we're uncomfortable on the ball. We don't know what we're doing in possession. We panic and Danso does it here. He just heads the ball forward to no one and Fulham pick the ball up in this area and now we're in trouble. And they progress the ball down their left-hand side. And as we have done in many recent matches, we drop deeper and deeper into our box with too many bodies. Look how many bodies have dropped deep. Bergvall naturally gets drawn inside because he's a centre midfielder. He's not a left-sided player. So his natural instinct is to follow the ball into this area. That's where he'd go. And slips slightly as the ball gets played past him. Tete gets a free shot on goal from distance. Deflects off Udogie and goes in. The irony of Frank not thinking long shots are anything to worry about when we are conceding them left, right and centre is not missed by me, that's for sure. Maybe we should be taking a few more long shots as well from these kind of areas. Well, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Vicario has an absolute nightmare, a moment of madness. He's actually done well initially. He's come out to collect the ball. He's being a sweeper keeper. He's been proactive and he's got there first. And all he's got to do here is take a good touch this way and then either play out or, if you have to, play it, smash it out of play. His touch, though, is awful. And his touch actually takes him backwards. If we watch this next clip, it takes him back into this corner. That's how bad he skews the touch. So at this point now, everything else goes out the window. Just smash the ball into Rosed, reset, and go again. But instead, he takes another touch to try and recover to this position. And I just don't know what he's thinking. He completely mishits it. He tries to pass it. I'm not quite sure. Plays it straight to a Fulham player. They feed it into Wilson. I don't think our defenders expect him to hit it first time. I think that's why no one drops in to cover the goal line. I mean, when you look, everyone was moaning about not covering the goal, but we're not in a terrible position, really. No one's expecting him to hit it early like this. Maybe Danso should have dropped off slightly. That's the only criticism, possibly. But it's just awful from Vicario. And then obviously it goes in the back of the net. And we're 2-0 down in 6 minutes. I have to say, though, that I do not agree with the booing for Vicario. I've seen some suggestions that it was because of the way he was, blaming other players and having a go at other people. From my seat in the ground, it just felt like everyone was booing him because he'd made a mistake, and that was the overwhelming feeling I got inside the stadium. And, at the end of the day, players don't make mistakes on purpose. And our job as supporters is to get behind the team and try to encourage them. And I don't think booing like this achieves anything. I think it makes things worse. And it's not constructive. And so I'll never get on board with this. And I don't think it helps the toxicity that is around the club and in the ground at the moment. I understand that we're struggling badly, and the home form in particular has been disgusting and nowhere near good enough. And we all pay very good money to watch this. I just don't think it helps during a game targeting players like this. I never have done. You know, there are several players that I don't rate. I would never boo them while they're playing for us. I get behind everyone, and I'll do that until the whistle goes. If people want to boo afterwards, again, I don't tend to do that, but you know, that's a different thing. But I can't get on board with that, and I just wanted to say my piece on it. And I get there'll be people that disagree, and you know, you're entitled to your opinion, and that's fair enough. But for me, it wasn't on. The rest of the first half drifted by without much happening, really. We barely laid a glove on them. We couldn't create anything with the ball, really. There was no structure in possession. Polinia summed up the midfield issues on the ball that we have. Hiding from the centre-backs, refusing to take the ball from them to try and progress us up the pitch, passing it backwards or tapping it 2 yards to Gray or Bergvall, letting them do everything, basically taking no responsibility on the ball, giving the ball away for fun when he did have it, getting caught out of position all the time. He was one of the worst players on the pitch first half, and an awful game. Another example of how he offers pretty much nothing in matches like this. The couple of times first half where we did look decent were when Bergvall had to drop deep and he took some responsibility. He went right into centre midfield, grabbed the ball and started spraying it about. Second half, nothing much was happening really. Aside from a really good Mwani header from a decent Porro cross, it was more of the same. We didn't look functional, we didn't look particularly creative until Bergvall and Kudus came up with a moment of magic. Bergvall picking the ball up in the area of the pitch that he should be playing, centre midfield on this occasion, off the back of a set piece. Takes a good touch, Kudus makes the run, Bergvall plays a wonderful pass through the lines into Kudus, takes a great touch, Kudus, and then absolutely fires it home early, nice and quick. Brilliant goal from him. Wonderful play from Lucas Bergvall. Amazing what can happen when you get Bergvall into the centre of midfield rather than sticking him at number 10 or shunting him out on the left wing. I saw Frank get some criticism for making the subs after we scored, but actually I disagree with this. I think the goal came from nothing really, and in the following 15 minutes or so after we scored with the subs we made, we actually looked like a football team. We had more threat, we had more tempo about us, we moved the ball more fluidly. Bergvall going into centre midfield made a massive difference. Xavi coming on at 10, Alderweireld left, Kudus right and Mwani up top. We just looked like we had a better balance, and it's just such a shame that Mwani started to tire really, Kudus started to tire, and then obviously Frank took Bergvall off, and with him going off we lost the impetus because Bergvall was almost single-handedly trying to get us back into this game, and he was the catalyst for everything good that we did. Mwani put one really clever backheel just wide of the post, but aside from that, just not enough, especially after Bergvall went off, and we were consigned to yet another home defeat. We were always chasing the match after a disastrous start, and that's always going to make things tough, but I can't help but wonder what would have happened if we'd started with Bergvall in centre midfield. Xavi at 10, Alderweireld, Kudus, Mwani, that kind of lineup. I think things may have been different. Overall, just not good enough again, and Frank is now under serious pressure, especially with the fixtures that we've got coming up. I think he could help himself though. I think it wouldn't fix everything. There's a lot of coaching stuff that we've got to work on, but if he settled on an identity and on a team or a formation and just stuck with it for a period of matches, I think it would help. I understand he's got to rotate a couple of players here and there because of the amount of games we're playing, and you know I sympathise with that. But generally, I'd like to see him stick to Bergvall being in centre mid, Xavi at 10, Alderweireld, Kudus, Mwani, and just stick with it for a run of games. It's not going to be amazing instantly, but they've got to build up some familiarity and some cohesion. The only way that's going to happen is if we have some consistency in the way we play and the teams we put out. Newcastle away up next. Oh, happy days. Good job, we've got a great record there, right? Let me know what you thought about the Fulham match. What did you make of the team selection and the shape? Can Frank turn this around? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to receive notifications. And as always, come on you Spurs!